So herbarium, it is nothing but a storehouse. So botanical gardens, they have a huge collection of living plants. So the best example key is we have taxonomical keys. So manual, they provide information that helps us to identify and name the species in that particular area. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to today's session on chapter 1, that is the living world. I'm Dr. Divya, biology faculty, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Mysuru, Temple of Excellence. So in the previous session, we had discussed about the taxonomic category or systematics, wherein we learn about the hierarchy of taxonomy, wherein we studied about the kingdom, the phylum or the division, the class, the order, the family, the genus, and the species. So if we want to learn all of these, or if we want to understand how we can classify or categorize an organism based on the taxonomical hierarchy, then we should have a lot of information about the organisms. And who doesn't love to study or learn about plants and animals? It is interesting, right? And there are various sources that gives us the knowledge or helps us to understand the plants and the animals even better. So these are called as taxonomical aids. So in today's session, we shall discuss about the different taxonomical aids. So taxonomical aid is the collection of actual specimens of plant as well as animals, and these they usually help in taxonomic studies, or they help in making us understand taxonomy even better. So it is the collection of actual specimens of plant and animal species, and they help in taxonomical studies. So there are different taxonomical aids. We have herbarium, botanical gardens, zoological parks, and many more. So we shall study about these one by one. First, we shall understand about herbarium. So herbarium, it is nothing but a storehouse. So how in a library the books are stored pertaining to different subjects, just like that in a herbarium the dried plant materials are stored. So it is the storehouse where plant specimens are preserved on sheets. So we have herbarium sheets like this. On the herbarium sheets, whatever plant material has been collected by the botanist or the biologist or any taxonomy student, it will be brought to the laboratory. The extra twigs, the overlapping leaves, all that will be removed, and the plant will be kept under the presser in between newspapers, and it will be left like that for 2 days. Again, the papers will be changed frequently until the plant completely dries. So once the plant completely dries, it will be pasted. It will be pasted onto the herbarium sheet. So it will be pasted onto the herbarium sheet. So this herbarium sheet, it will have a label. So the label will consist of the name of the collector, whoever has collected the plant, so that if you need any more information regarding that particular plant, you can contact the person, and the place where it was collected, and the family to which it belongs, the name of the plant, that is the scientific name of the plant, the date of collection, so that next year again you can go and collect that plant from the same place. It will be on that particular date. It will be easy for you. So that is why all this will be written on the label of the herbarium sheet. So the sheets, they will be arranged according to a system of classification. So the sheets will be arranged in pigeon cupboards, wherein the sheets will be arranged according to a system of classification. So what was that system of classification? First, they will be placed under plants. Again, they'll be categorized whether they are angiosperms, whether they are gymnosperms, whether they are different forms. They will be categorized. Again, they will be categorized under angiosperms based on the family, again based on the genus, and again based on the species. So like this, the sheets will be arranged, and all the sheets will be labeled. So this is a quick referral system, like how you enter into a library and to prepare notes, you refer books or whatever books are available. Depending on what you want, you select the books and you start reading and preparing notes. In the same way, for plants also, it is a quick referral system to study about the plant. So you will understand how the flower looked like, what the leaf looked like. So all that you will understand by looking at a herbarium sheet. So therefore, herbarium is a storehouse where the plant specimens are dried and they are preserved for future taxonomical studies. Next, we have the one more taxonomical aid, that is the botanical garden. So you all might have visited the botanical garden, which is very famous in South India, that is the Ooty Botanical Garden. It is a recreational center, as well as there is a lot of things that we can study about the plants as well as about the fossilized plants in the botanical garden. So the botanical gardens, usually they have a wide collection of living plants. So in herbarium, the plants are dead. Why? Because you will remove the plant from its original place, then you will dry it and then you will stick it on the sheet. But in botanical gardens, it is not like that. You should go near the plant. The plant will be there in the garden and there you can observe the live plants. So botanical gardens, they have a huge collection of living plants, and here the plants will be labeled. You might have seen nameplates put on the plant so that you will understand what the name of the plant is, so that you can make a list, or there itself in your mobile you can type the name and you can understand the morphological characters of that particular plant. So the plants will be labeled, and there are few famous botanical gardens present. One is in England. It is the largest botanical garden that is there in England, and it is called as the Royal Botanical Garden. It is present in Kiev, which is located in England. In India, we have two important botanical gardens. One is the Indian Botanical Garden, which is present in Howrah, and one more, the National Botanical Research Institute, that is present in Lucknow. So you can visit these botanical gardens and you can gain a vast knowledge about the plants. So what happens in botanical garden is plants from different countries or all over the world will be brought and they will be planted there and it will be maintained. So if you visit the botanical garden, you will get to, at one stretch, you can study the diverse variety of plants that are there. Next, we have, after the botanical garden, there is the museum. So museum, it is a center for the collection of specimen. So in museum also dead material is there. So if it is like plants, say for example the cone of the pine, or say for example the bryophytes, mosses, all those, they will be put in a glass jar that is called as the specimen bottle. So in the specimen bottle, so they will be put in a specimen bottle which is having a cap. So in the specimen bottle, formalin will be there. So formalin. So this solution actually, it will preserve the material for many years. So that is how the specimens are collected in the museum. So you might have seen in your school laboratories and all that. So nothing but museums are centers for collection of specimens. So not just specimens in glass bottles like this stored in formalin, but also you can find stuffed animals. All the internal organs of the animal will be removed and it will be stuffed with cotton, so that you, by looking at the morphology, you can understand or have a better view of that particular animal. So museums are also very, very important to understand about different organisms, be it plants or animals. Next is zoological parks. When it comes to zoological parks, like how in botanical gardens you saw the live plants, just like that in zoological parks you can see the wild animals. And who doesn't love visiting a zoological park? It is a very good time pass. Not just a time pass, we also get to know about the habitat, the feeding habit, what kind of environment the animal lives, all that we can understand. So zoological parks are the areas where the wild animals are kept in environments which are protected by human care. So the environment in the zoological park will be created or will be made in such a way that the animals, it suits the habitat of the animal, or it suits the habit of the animal, and it is taken care by the people, and it also helps us to learn about the food habit and the behavior of the animal. Say for example, ostrich. Can you visit an African country to see an ostrich? No, right? But you will love to see an ostrich rather than looking at a TV. You would love to see it live. So you can visit the zoological park where you can see them like this different animals, giraffe, all that different kinds of animals you can see and you can enjoy, as well as you can study about their food habits and the behavior of the animals in the zoological park. So this is also one of the best taxonomical aids. Next we have one more, that is key. So key, it is nothing but a booklet kind. So key, it is a device which helps to easily identify to which species an unknown plant or animal belongs. So the best example of key is we have taxonomical keys. So we have the Flora of Madras, the Flora wherein the best taxonomical key that is used in South India is the Flora of Madras, wherein different characters of the plant are listed. If you study, you have a plant. So say for example, I give you a hibiscus. So you look at the hibiscus plant and you will see, okay, hibiscus, what is it? Petal color, it is red. But you will see the petal color is red. They would have written in hibiscus, the petal color is red. But instead of that, it will be some other flower's description there. Then you will understand, okay, that is not hibiscus. You can go to the next character. Like that, you will skip character and you will start to find a character that suits the plant that is given to you for study. So that is nothing but taxonomical key. So all the characters of the plants will be written and it will be grouped, wherein you can skip each character and finally you can find the character that actually suits for the plant that is written on the taxonomical key. So taxonomical key is a device which helps to easily identify an unknown plant or animal species. So the keys, taxonomical keys, they are usually based on the contrasting characters, generally in a pair called couplet. Say for example, something is written here in a pair and it is numbered 1, 2, 3 and somewhere here again 1. So what happens here is, say for example, the leaf, the shape of the leaf, it is heart shaped, that is, it is called as chordate. Say for example, it is heart shaped leaf. I'm just giving you an example to make you easily understand. Heart shaped leaf. Okay, we have given you a plant having heart shape which doesn't have a heart shape. But here heart shape is mentioned. So you'll find, okay, heart shape. So this character is not matching because the plant which you're studying doesn't have a heart shape. But whereas it has the leaf shape is elongated and lanceolate. That is, it is knife. It is in the shape of knife. That is lanceolate. So you'll skip this character and you'll say, okay, maybe this character is matching. So the leaf shape is not heart shaped, but the leaf is, say for example, it has yellow patches. I'll write here yellow patches. Yellow patch. The leaf, the plant that I've given you for study has yellow patches, but the leaf shape is not heart shaped. So therefore, you can skip this. And also you have to skip this and go next description, wherein it will be written lanceolate. Okay, now you'll know, okay, the leaf shape is lanceolate, so I'll go for this. And then you'll go in for the next character. Again here it will be yellow patch. Then you can move to this particular character. Like that, it will always be in pairs. The character will be in pairs. So it represents the choice made between two opposite options. So two opposite options you have to select here, and this results in the acceptance of only one and the rejection of the other. So I told you here you'll accept one and you'll reject the other. So though you can accept this, but you can't put this point here because according to this particular pair, the leaf should be heart shaped and it should have a yellow patch. But the plant that was given to you for studies, it is having a yellow patch, but it is not heart shaped. So you'll skip this point and then you will move to the next. So that is how categorization is done, and based on the characters, the plants are classified. So that is about taxonomical key. So one more taxonomical aid, it is called as the Flora. As I told you, the Flora of Madras. So in the Flora of Madras, the description of all the plants that have been identified or found out by different botanists, the characteristics of those plants will be written. So floras, they contain the distribution of the habit. So Madras, so Flora of Madras, all the South Indian plants, so in which place they are present, what is their habit, are they present in evergreen forest, deciduous forest, are they present in desert? So like that, the like marshy areas, all the habitat, everything will be mentioned. So it contains distribution of the habit and the distribution of plants of a given area. I told you, we have South India, we usually use the Flora of Madras, that is the commonly used one. Next comes the manuals. So manual, they provide information that helps us to identify and name the species in that particular area. So Madras is vast. So in Madras, you have different areas being present. So in those areas, or in South India, we have different areas being present. So precisely in each area, so one area, one particular plant grows, it is not compulsory that they should be found somewhere in other area as well. So if you want to find information and if you want to identify the names of a plants in one particular area, then you can refer the manual. Say for example, you have Flora of Mysuru, or the best example is we have Flora of University of Mysuru, wherein one taxonomist would have studied whatever plants are there in that particular campus of Mysuru University, and he would have written a manual. So that is nothing but manual. So if you want to study the Flora of Mysuru University, then you can select the Flora of Mysuru University. So like that is nothing but manuals. So manuals, they provide information that helps in identification of names of species found in a particular area. Next is monographs. So monographs, they contain information of any one taxon. Say for example, you want to study about one particular species, that is Mangifera indica. You want to study about the species Mangifera indica, that is mango. So you can go for monographs, wherein they will give information only about Mangifera indica. If you select manual, you have to see a lot of pages, because a lot of other things will also be there in that. But in the case of monographs, any one information will be present. Either it can be of species, it can be of family, or it can be of class. So you can study about Mangifera indica. Say for example, you want to study about Magnolaceae members, then you can go for monographs which contain information about the families. If you want to study about the class, you can go in for monographs which contain only information about the class of the particular species. So like that, you can select monographs. So these taxonomical aids, flora, then key, flora, manuals, monographs, all that help the scientists to identify or come to a conclusion about the name of that particular plant or animal, and also about the characteristic features of that plant or animal. So I hope you understood this session well. So in this particular session, it was interesting, wherein you came to know if you need to study or understand the habitat, the nature, the morphology of a plant or an animal. You have different aids in the form of herbarium, in the form of zoological parks, in the form of botanical gardens, in the form of museum, then in the form of various other taxonomical aids such as keys, floras, monographs, and all that. So by looking at these different taxonomical aids, you can get a better insight into the living organism. So I hope you have understood this session well. We shall meet in the next session, wherein we'll discuss about another chapter. So until then, thank you.